What's up?
What's up?
We did it.
This is No Homo with Jonathan and Tom. I'm Jonathan.
I'm Tom.
What are we doing here?
We're
What's
recording
happening?
episode number 16 on Monday, October 6th.
Hopefully we're recording it. We are well into trying to do this.
This is
if you're
take
hearing
5.
us, if you're seeing this, it means that it worked and some message has gotten out. We have been able, because this is take 5, right? Yeah, like
Yeah.
But we're here. We're doing it. False starts. We're doing it. We made it. And here we are. Let's do it.
Tell me about your week.
I'm good. Okay.
You go first.
Okay, I'll go first. Let me do. How about I tell the story that I tried telling before? God, I can't even. I don't know how to false start. Okay.
Tell me the story.
I'm just going to do it live. I'm going to take a moment, and now I'm going to tell you about a parenting mishap I had earlier in the week. It was Caleb's baseball practice. He had practice last week, and we got there a little bit early. And we were warming up, so I was like, rolling him some grounders, and he was throwing them back to me. And he's 6.5. It's his second year playing, little league baseball, and he's, not a phenom, but he's pretty good for a 6.5-year-old. So he's like scooping it up and throwing it back to me, and it's going well. And then he wanted to do some pop flies. So there's a lot of mechanics that go into having to like catch the ball in the air a lot more than just getting it off the ground, right? So he's not really adept at the in the air part yet. So I was like really kind of softly tossing him these little throws, and a couple of them like luckily fell into his glove. So he was getting amped up and feeling good about it. And so he stepped back and he wanted bigger ones. And I was like, hey, bud, let's stay close. And he was like, no, I want a big. So he stepped back, and I threw him kind of a harder, a little bit bigger throw, and it went right past his glove and clocked him right in the eyebrow.
Oh no!
And he dropped, and Jen was there and saw it happen and came running over, and other parents are watching. So now I've also got like the shame of knowing that everyone here knows that I just hit my son in the face with a baseball, and I go up to him, and he's like got his hands in his face. Of course he's crying, and he looks up, and it's the biggest fucking like a full golf ball is behind his eyebrow here, and I was like, oh no. And Jen immediately was like, do we need to go to the emergency room? And I was like, I think that this is like, that's like a sensitive spot. I think we're okay. It's not bleeding. He's not, his eyes, his pupils are okay. We're all okay. It was not a hard throw, but it was a throw. And he, to his credit, fast forward, because it took a while, he was like, I don't want to play baseball. I'm done with baseball. I'm done. And I held him for a few minutes, and we got some ice from the bodega and put it on his eye. And before long, he wanted to go back to practice. So I was really proud of him and impressed with his resiliency for that. Plus, Jen and one of the other moms there kind of gave him the I don't know, they had a good reframe to it, which was it's almost Halloween, and having like a gnarly black eye for Halloween would be super cool. So we actually got really excited. It actually hasn't turned out to be that much of like a black eye, and he's kind of now he's like bummed because it's like fine, it's not much of anything, and he really wanted like a gross black, big purple and black eye. But I had to deal with that. It felt horrible. I've gotten a lot of feedback that's made me feel better, that people have just said like it does happen at some point, like you are a part of hurting your kids at some point, which is, it doesn't exactly like make it better, but it does help to know that like that happens. So, and he doesn't seem to hold it against me at all. So I think we're good. But that was early in the week.
The world is a horrible place.
Yeah. You know what? There've been more than one time that this was one of those times. And I said, I'm really sorry, man. I'm really sorry. And then we were at a party this weekend, and a kid was kind of being mean to him. And I was like, I'm really sorry. Also, man, sometimes things kind of suck. Like, I'm sorry. It is not, I don't have a good answer for you. Yeah. That your eye hurt. This kid was mean. Like, yeah, sometimes things suck, man. I'm sorry. Like, I think it's okay to know that, like, get a grasp of that, because sometimes things suck, and like the world's kind of a horrible place sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes. Please.
Yeah, but find the good, find your joy. I don't know. Anyway, tell me a story about you. Let's ping pong this a little bit. Can you tell me something?
Well, early in the week, I took a breathwork workshop. My first time ever doing that at the yoga studio down the street.
Yeah.
We've been there together before.
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do it. I've been a little scared about it, to be honest. I've heard it's very intense, and it was.
Okay.
All we did for an hour was lay on our back and go, wait, I forget. Now I can't remember. It was like 2 inhales and 1 exhale, but I can't remember. It was all the mouth. So it was like,
it kind of.
So you hyperventilate.
Okay, yeah.
And you immediately start, like, very quickly get uncomfortable, and you're supposed to, like, sort of push through it. And it's supposed to, like, release all of these stored emotions, and it's supposed to level out your nervous system. Like, scientifically, it does that. It, like the parapathetic nervous system, it levels that out, which, my nervous system needs that for sure. So I was like excited about it, but it can bring up like trauma. And she said specifically, like, your hands might turn into claws and start to hurt and get stuck. And you can just like stop, but really you're supposed to push through it, and she'll come over if it gets too intense. So that kind of scared me, but I did it.
Did you get any claws?
I got, like, my hands felt like they had an enormous energy in them. Like I was a Marvel superhero character, and I could, like, shoot beams of energy.
All right.
So maybe a little clawy, but it was cool, but it was weird.
Yeah.
And it never, like, I never pushed through that. So I don't know. I also, like, backed off from the breathing a little bit when it got too intense, but I would go back. It felt like a challenge, and, like,
okay.
Apparently you can, like, it can be quite, like, sort of psychedelic. You can almost trip from breath. You can have like a psychedelic experience from breath work.
Well, I want to do it. I haven't done a real Guru Tom in a while, and I feel like this is a good one maybe, because as you were talking about this, I was thinking about I always get the Senga or Sanenga, whichever one it is.
I forget how to say it. The eye drops.
Yes, the eye drops. That I went with you to do a thing one time, and that was a part of it. And I just remember, like, it was the most intense. The most intense pain isn't even right, but it was the most intense feeling I've ever felt. And it was pain, but it was like such a high degree of pain that I thought, oh, I'm going blind, except for literally, I don't know if I could have ever done that first on my own. Like the fact that you had been there and had done that, and I was next to you doing it. And I mean, I was not really like aware of you, because I was just like, it was just like white. It's just like blindingly white pain. But I thought, Tom's come through this the other side, so I think that I'll make it through this. But otherwise, this is the worst I've ever felt.
I'm there to help you through any uncomfortable experiences. I will hold your hand and help you breathe deep.
Thanks,
what else you do this week?
Here's something I did. So Jen had a girls' night Saturday night, which a couple parts of this is great. She and a couple of friends went to a 30 and over party at a club in Manhattan that was from 6:30 to 10:30, which is like phenomenal. And it was all like 90s music, she said. And so it was just like, it was like, although apparently it was like a bunch of like techno remixes of 90s music, which by the way is like not what you do for that. You should just play the hits and like let 40-year-olds and millennials and geriatric millennials like just enjoy the songs that they miss. But I was saying, as she was getting ready to go out, I was saying like, oh, you guys are, like, not even in a jealous way, in a fun way. I was like, you guys are going to get hit on. Like, this is going to be like a prime, pickup spot. And she was like, there's no way there's going to be men there. That's not going to be there's not going to be guys there. And I was like, well, there are just as many men, like if with, either still married women going out. There are guys there are divorced guys. There are guys who've never been married. There are married guys who want to be out somewhere fun. Like, I would absolutely be at that scene. That seems like a fun place to be. That's where you're going to hear, just like they are, you're going to hear the music. The vibe is going to be all people your age. It's early. I assume that a place like this, the seats have backs to them. Those are important things for those of us in our 40s when we go out. And she said, fast forward, she said, no, there were no real men that she said that she was with 2 friends, and the 3 of them got hit on by some like young, super douchey guys, like just the douchiest of guys. And she said that like the women entertained these guys for a second, and then after a moment Jen was like, you should just go. Like, you should go. We're all married with children, but you should go. And the guy like tried some other, but like used the word MILF in it, like tried some MILF line. And one of her friends was like, why are you still talking to us? So
that's amazing.
Yeah, they still got it. They can get picked up by the young dudes. But listen, I don't know that we have a lot of single men, heterosexual men in their 40s listening to the podcast. But just in case,
doubt it.
Go to the 90s night. Why would you not? That's what like women who are I think it's another example of like men not really understanding whatever, how to they cut off their nose to spite their face. But since she was out for the girls' night, I solo dadded for Saturday into Sunday, and we went to a birthday party. And I'm just going to say this, and it's just true. And if it changes, that's okay. And until it does, I'm going to keep milking this, because the bar is so low for a dad that like just being there and not losing my mind and like being able to like survive with my 2 kids at a birthday party. Best case. Like, amazing. Yeah. Oh yeah. And like people are so impressed. Like, it should just be normal, but it's like people are blown away by the fact that I can get this done. And it's like, I don't think the bar should be that low. I think you could expect a little more from a father to take care of his kids. I think that like he can show up somewhere with his kids and get a thing done, you know? And, but until that bar gets raised, I would like to be a part of raising that bar. I think that we can expect more from dads, but also I will go ahead and reap the benefits of that low bar and looking very impressive by doing basically the bare minimum.
I'm proud of you.
Thanks, man.
That's amazing.
Thank you. What about you?
Yeah, well, my big news, which my 2 of my best friends, Jeff and Rob, got married this weekend.
Yes.
Congratulations, Jeff
Congratulations.
and Rob. Yep, they lived in sin for a long time, 15 years.
Oh, but now the Lord blesses them.
Yes. I actually, they've been legal as of January. I married them back in January. They wanted to get married before Trump got sworn in, which I understand. But really the real wedding was this past weekend. Like the vows in front of family and friends. The vows were beautiful. They wrote their own vows. The setting, they got married in Brooklyn Bridge Park as the sun was setting. And it was just a great weekend. And then we extended into Sunday. They invited all their friends to Mr. Sunday at Nowadays, which is one of their favorite parties. Party happens May through October every Sunday. A really great party, daytime 3 to 9. And you came,
it was my
for that
first
part
Mr.
of it,
Sunday.
Your first Nowadays experience.
Yeah, it was so fun. I loved it. Absolutely loved it. Yeah, it's a great venue. It was a lot of fun. The outdoorsiness and the kind of maziness of it helps kind of break it up, and so it keeps the dance floor is hopping. It's like a great dance floor, but it's also easy to kind of like get away and have a spot and not feel too clubby about it or too like if you need to step out, you can have there's a picnic table, there's like places to be. There's a grill, there's food to get throughout the night. It's like a great I really, really enjoyed it. I had a great time. Good. And I had a great time. There was a lot of guys I hadn't seen in a long time, and so I got to talk to a bunch of people. That was fun. Yeah,
you had a lot of fans. I have to say this is the second wedding now in a month that Naquan and I have gone to, and both weddings were people that we knew and loved, both people getting married, and like we're rooting for their relationship. And weddings are so much better when that's the case.
Yeah,
like we've all been to weddings where you only know one person, or you don't like that the person's marrying the person, and it really is nice when it's a real celebration that you can get behind. So I wish them all the best, and they've just been really great friends to me, and I'm really happy for them. It was a really special weekend.
Yeah, I'm really happy for them too. I didn't, they were the bells of the ball, so I didn't get like a lot of time to talk, but I was so glad to see them and wish them well. And I for a moment, I talked to Rob because my wedding weekend is like maybe my favorite weekend of my entire life. Mm-hmm. And getting married to my wife is a big part of that. But like just the fact that like everyone that you care about and love is there for you, and they're like all the events are happening for you, and like it's such a fun time if it is that kind of environment, and if it's got that kind of like, which obviously theirs was. I mean, so many people love them, and it was such a cool group to have together, and they seemed, I mean, they've been together for 15 years, but also like they seemed to be having a phenomenal time, which was I was so excited to see. And so congratulations,
also, I got recognized from the podcast.
You
at
did.
The wedding.
You did.
Shout out to my boy Tyler, who's a fan and hopefully listening to this episode. Fan of yours too. That's how he found the podcast in the first place.
Well,
but it was
thanks,
really
Tyler.
sweet of him to say something, and it really made my night. But because of the wedding events, because there were multiple, I haven't had much time to really dive into T Swift's new album.
Yeah.
But I'm a fan, and I really enjoyed a lot of what I listened to, and I'm so excited to listen to it more. I love Wood, the song that's been getting a lot of attention, about Travis and their
Allegedly. No.
Allegedly.
It's just, I mean, you know what? I applaud her for all of the journeys that Taylor Swift has been through, all of the roller coaster that is Taylor Swift in the zeitgeist. She's like, here's a song about dick. It's just about a big old dick that changed my life.
Yeah. I have to say, like, there has been the little bit that I've been able to catch up with, like, being online after a weekend of being sort of out in the world. There does seem to be some negativity around the album and some like, and I guess I'll say that I do believe free speech. It's a free country. People are allowed to say, I believe, whatever they want. And if you're an artist and you're putting out art, then part of the deal is that people are going to critique it. And she knows that. Certainly, she's got thicker skin than any of us, I think. But I did feel like there's an extra special vitriol around her, and I think that's probably comes with when you have that degree of success. But I don't know. I just feel like I'm going to personally reserve my negativity at that level for things like genocide. But if other people want to put that level of negativity into Taylor Swift and analyzing her songs, like, cool. But I don't know. There's a genocide happening. I would maybe look over there too. If you're capable of that kind of speech, it could be helpful.
You could, if you've got the bandwidth, but that kind of vitriol into a pop album, maybe look at some of the real stuff happening around. Sure.
I think so.
Yeah, like, I don't think either of us begrudge anyone their angry feelings, but maybe if you want to feel some angry feelings, feel them towards something that is real and that matters and is killing the world, is just ruining things as we know it. Yeah, that's a good point. It is funny, like, people just don't like when people love fame, people love celebrities, they love a pedestal. But then when you're there too long, and if you do too much with it and you're too good at it, then you got to come down. Like, it's like
it's a cycle. Yeah.
It's so just, I don't know.
Yeah, it's human nature.
Yeah.
Also, Jane Goodall died this week, which is a great loss. But I read a quote of hers. I was reading all this stuff about her, and she had this. Someone was asking her in an interview, I think it was in the Times, about the state of the world and what she thinks about it, and is she down about it? And she was like, "I am, and things are bad, and the direction the country's going in is bad." But she said something. I'm going to read it verbatim. Talk about how the issue is affecting you, how you feel about it. I think that's the way forward, but that's just my way. So in other words, the question was, what do we do with what's happening in the world? And her response was, just get clear and talk about how you feel about the issue instead of vilifying the other person. And that was a good lesson for me, because I can get soapboxy, as you've seen it on here tons. And it might help move the world forward if we all just try and get clear and talk passionately with heart about what we think and where we think things should go, and share that with the people that disagree with us, instead of trying to vilify them or make them feel stupid for what they think, even though, but I thought that was a wise words from someone much wiser than me. And I'm going to try to heed them as much as I can.
Yeah, that's nice to hear. And yeah, it's a good way to think about it. I don't know. I don't know, man. Even we go back and forth about how much do we talk about the shit happening in the world. Like, do we, we're not experts on anything, and we're not trying to be a political podcast or a whatever, but also, like, shit's happening in the world, and it's very real, and it's very influential in a way that, like, is going to set the course for the future and could be real fucking bad. So, like, I talk about it. I don't know. I have a hard time. Like, we don't have to get all the way into it right now, but I'm still trying to figure things out with my dad. We're kind of a standstill now. We can't really talk, and just talking is difficult. Talking is trickier. It seems like such a basic thing, and I think for a lot of my adult life, I've been a real talker, but it turns out when I get back to like my roots, I think that I've been compensating or overcompensating for the lack of talking, the lack of really talking, the lack of honesty and real opening up. In fact, like last night I was saying, like I did get to talk to a bunch of people, which was really fun. People were stopping by, whatever, and like I'm all for it, but I'm also not going to do the same conversation 10 times in a night. I'm not going to talk about the weather or the DJ or whatever. Like we're going to grab something that we say early on and we're going to like go down a weird path and we're going to just talk about real shit. And I don't know if it's like that it's like, that is a more the kind of like of that scene, that party vibe has like a really cool, like people are pretty grounded and understand, like they're a talking group. And so no one flinched at like taking like a kind of personal deep dive or whatever it was that we got into, which is like such a nice breath of fresh air. And I'm saying this, like, I'm not saying I do it right all the time. I'm saying I can't do it with my family. Like I can't do what I'm doing with people in New York, with the people that I'm around now. Like I feel myself get stuck, and I don't know, man. I gotta, we're probably not gonna solve it right now, but I gotta figure out how to talk to the people that are close to me. I don't know, but instead
tell
of
me
that,
about I see in your notes here, man crush on Ed Ellison. I'm
let's do
to
that.
know about your man crush.
Let's do that instead. I'm much more comfortable talking about that for whatever that's worth.
Please.
For anyone out there who doesn't know, Ed Ellison, parasocial friend of the pod, is the Prof G Markets. If you follow Scott Galloway at all, the Prof G podcast network, Ed is kind of his. I'm not going to. I'll misspeak about their relationship, but kind of his mentee came on a few years ago, and has really like. I mean, I think he really shines, and I don't really know what all of his growth was to get to where he is, but now he was a co-host of the podcast, and Scott has basically gone on to just be more wealthy and famous and kind of at a higher tier. And so Ed runs the podcast now, and Scott's on like once a week or calls in sometimes, but he's a young dude, and it's a markets podcast. So it's all finance and it's all markets, except for, I don't know. I'm, in my mid 40s. I just recently started learning about some very passive investment. Like my money does not make money, and I'm starting to change that, but like, I'm basically a $1 for $1 kind of guy. And it's been like, I'm realizing how much money I left on the table, and I'm trying to get better at investing and understanding finance in the market. Are you going to
give us investment tips? Are we investing podcast?
No, first of all, no. We have to be very clear. I think that's a big legal thing. Of all the things we've said on here, we are not giving investment tips. No. Also, don't listen to anything I say about it. But you should listen to Ed Ellison. I think that because it's a markets podcast, but he finds a way every time to make it like relevant. And it's relevant. And he talks about the politics of it. He talks about how insane some of this stuff is. And it's like, it's such a cool, for me, it's like such a fun way because it's all numbers, and he's looking at history, and he's looking at like the analytics from before and how it relates to now and what it really means, as opposed to what anyone's saying and how anyone's trying to gas it up and talk about it and say whatever bullshit they're saying. Is like, you can look at it and see exactly what's happening and what this is and what is true and what's not true. Like this, I'm just pulling this out of thin air, like tariffs. He's like, he doesn't blink when he's like, they're nothing. They're bad for us. There's no reason they're not bad for us. Economics 101 says they're bad for us. Everything that's happening says they're bad for us. It's bad for us. And he is unafraid to speak his mind. And I don't know. And he's also like a pretty sexy dude. He's pretty sexy. He's like, young, got a shaved head. He's British. He's got like a pretty chiseled jaw. Like he looks like he's fit. I haven't seen him, really, but he's a pretty hot dude. So yeah,
show us your body, Ed.
Yeah. Show us your crawl. Ed Ellison, show us your crawl.
Well, I love this topic because we talked a little bit about diving into the Kinsey scale, and so this is a good segue into that. I challenged you this week to take a Kinsey test online.
Yeah.
We don't know if it's the Kinsey test. I googled Kinsey test. It's the first one that came up. Did you learn anything more about that?
I didn't learn any more about it. It was a very, I think that I thought that Kinsey's scale was a very nuanced, like granular like spectrum. And this is pretty, there are
7 questions?
6. There are 6 stops. There's 7 questions and 6 stops on the scale. So it's not like that granular. It's not like that nuanced, but we did take this test and we got our results.
Okay, let's count to 3 and say our results at the same time. You ready? 1.
Sure. 1, 2, 3. Heterosexual insensitive. What? Oh, 1.
Whoa, we're the same, bro.
We're the same. We're mirrors. I knew it would be. I knew it. I knew we'd be mirrored. I knew it.
That's so hot.
I knew
that means
it.
I have like one little sliver of a chance. I've known it. I've known it deep down all these years.
I like that you said the number and I was trying to read the words out because I was like, how the fuck are we going to say a bunch of words and people are going to understand this?
It's all about the number. Wow, that's fascinating.
Well, to be clear, so I'm a 1, but 0 is the first one. So you're
0 is totally straight, nothing but straight all day. Yeah.
Yeah. And 6 is nothing but
totally
gay.
Nothing but gay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We
All right, let's get into it.
Right?
Does it feel true to you?
I wanted more nuance to it. So the title of it, what I was going to say is heterosexual, incidental, homosexual tendencies. Which the questions were super like broad and kind of like, it was like, have you ever had sex with same sex? No. Do you want to have sex with the same sex? No. And that's true. Like I don't. Like my crush on Ed Elson, I don't want to make out with Ed. I don't want to have sex with Ed. I don't want a thing to do with him. I don't want to, my body does not need to touch his body, but I am in all other ways very attracted to him from what I know about. In our parasocial relationship, very attracted to him outside of anything carnal, if that makes sense. And I assumed that came in on the Kinsey scale somewhere, that was kind of like, that's the part that always intrigues me is like, because a lot of men stop way before that. I feel like even like acknowledging that or like understanding. Meanwhile, we got like a giant culture of straight men who just ogle athletes all the time. But you don't, you say it in the right way that it's not gay, but it's like all you're doing is talking about you have a crush on this dude. You're super gay for these guys.
Has there ever been an athlete or a celebrity that you like is on your like what's the list that married
Ryan Gosling?
People? So you would have sex with Ryan Gosling.
I made a shirt, Jen, like her birthday, the second year, like the first full year we had been dating, I made her a shirt for her birthday that said, "I heart Ryan Gosling almost as much as my boyfriend does."
Wow. So that's where the 1 on your scale comes from is Ryan G?
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, there are others over the years. Like Brad Pitt was one that's, way up there for a long time, obviously. The obvious ones. Like,
But does that mean like if you were to meet Ryan Gosling and he were to like make a play?
No.
You would no.
It's not. It's not that. It's not. I feel like I've been very clear, and if you are in a place where you need me to say it again, I will say it again for your sake.
It's just like this.
If I decide to have sex with men, it's gonna be you. I promise. I promise. Yes. I promise. It will be you.
It's like right now I feel like a door was closing in my life, and I just got like my foot in to stop the door from closing. Do you know what I mean? Like that's what this 1 means for me. So I'm real excited about it. Yeah, so I'm a 5, which I was like surprised actually. I was surprised. I thought for sure I'd be a 6. But yeah, it's like I don't know. I don't quite know which questions got me there. I can't remember. Do you remember like what might have gotten?
There was like a have you ever or do you like because you can be in a party like you can find a woman attractive and you can talk specifically 100%. About what makes a woman attractive and I've seen you not so kind of like it is the same as me on the other side, like you don't get turned on by it, but you can look at it from the perspective of what a man's looking at here and what they're seeing in a woman.
For sure. What's so strange is when I went through puberty and first started to have like sex dreams. Never nocturnal emission. Never really? Had one. I feel completely gypped. But when I first started to have sex dreams, they were for like the first year, they were about women, only women.
Sure.
Specifically, I remember Peg Bundy, like
sex dream
about Peg Bundy. It was like always boobs.
Yeah.
Like my sexual fantasies revolved around boobs, and I remember like Married with Children episodes. There was a lot of like boob stuff that turned me on, and then I started to jerk off, and I started to get really obsessed with my own dick, and like just my own dick turned me on, so that to the point where I stopped like thinking about boobs when I was like, by the time I was jerking off, I wasn't jerking off thinking about boobs. And then it's like, but it's weird. Like, I don't know what that means. Cause like it's something internal. Like there was a, so maybe some sort of nature nurture weird shit happened. I don't know. But, yeah, it was like, I started to go down one path and then something
That's
changed.
funny. Like I wonder the chicken and egg there. If it's like you liked men, and so you had the men parts, and or if like maybe you were like really good at self-love and you were like, this is fucking what I have is awesome. Who else has this? You guys have this? That's what I want.
I mean, but here's the thing. Like I always had crushes on guys from like first grade, and I didn't know that that's what it was. So it's not like suddenly I was attracted to guys out of nowhere, but there was like a confusion. Also, like Grease 2 fucked me up big time. I saw Grease 2 in second grade. We were shown Grease as kids at a very inappropriate age. Like first grade, I knew Grease by heart, and we loved Grease. We loved Grease so much. We watched it all the time for like 2 years. And then like it was the night before school, the first day of school, and my mom was like, "Oh, guess what's on TV tonight? Grease 2." And we were like, "What? There's a sequel?" It's like you could have told us there was a sequel. So she taped it for us, and then we finally watched it. We had to wait for the weekend because it's like school had started.
School nights,
we watched it. Yeah, we were obsessed, and Grease 2 was like a major sexual awakening for me.
Wow.
It was the problem of like Michelle Pfeiffer and Maxwell Caulfield.
Sure.
I didn't know who I wanted to be and who I wanted to fuck.
Sure.
I was obsessed with both of them.
Yeah.
So yeah, there's always been this like duality. And my first sexual experiences were with women, and really my first major sexual experience was with a woman, and that was the night that I came home and laid in bed. She was really hot, and I laid in my own bed when I got home, and I was like, I'm gay. Like that was hot. She's hot, and that's not it for me. And I knew it. Yeah. But even after that, like in college, there was a weird spin the bottle night with my friends one day in college, and like I played with a girlfriend's boobs. Like dare-wise for a long time, and totally enjoyed it and was turned on by it. So I guess that's my one. That explains mine.
I think that I was so like I was desperate for more questions because I was like, I'm not a zero on the Kinsey scale. I know that I'm not, but these questions were pretty straightforward. And like, I don't want to have sex with men, and I never have, and I'm not interested in that. So I was like, oh no, I'm going to end up a zero. But luckily there was something in there that like was enough to give me the one.
Have you ever done the purity test that was floating around when we were in high school? Do you know about this?
I mean, no, I don't.
Oh, shit.
I feel like growing up Southern Baptist, the purity test is a very different thing.
Yeah, we did it in high school. I feel like it was 50 questions, but it could have been more. But it was like it told you how pure you were.
No,
it was a bunch of stuff, not just sex. So I'm gonna find it. We'll do a purity test.
I signed more than one purity pledge, so you know that I was pretty pure. You know,
did you break it? Did you?
Yeah. Well, the church knew enough to like leave a huge don't ask, don't tell area in between penis and vagina and not. You know,
okay, yeah,
it's like not quite the Catholic lean on the whole thing, but like there is a big old like you should not have sex, and that's all we're gonna say. We're not gonna talk about anything else. So like, there's a lot of fumbling around and figuring shit out without any kind of guidance at all, and also like just kind of like the overarching shame thesis that goes with everything just makes it all a little bit funky to figure out. You know, like I will say, just to go back for a second. From my book, you dodged a bullet on not getting the wet dreams, on not getting nocturnal emissions. Like every time, I mean, I had a handful, and every time I would wake up in the middle of it because my body would be doing something. So I'd be having an incredible dream.
Yeah.
And I would be getting to a point where it was incredible. And then my body would be freaking out doing a new thing. And so it would wake me up. So I'd wake up mid cum and then be like, what's happening? Yeah. And then be like, well, now I'm a mess and I have to get up and change. And like, and then what do I do with this? Cause it's just shame everywhere. Like what, what do I wash this now? Do I just stick it in the middle of my laundry? Like, what do I do now? There's no one told me.
Doing your own laundry at that point, or did it mean handing off your laundry?
Well, I was doing my own. It would come and go, but I started doing my own laundry very young. Shout out to my parents for that. Like they taught me those kind of things. I was doing my own laundry from like elementary school, and not all the time. Sometimes I would, but yes, during those days, I would be sure to do my own laundry. I got called out for this is a whatever. This will be a quick in and out. I got called out for skid marks at one point, and then like that was the big deal for like I was like, I'm doing my own laundry now. Like first of all, I'm going to do better with that part of things, and also my own laundry. So once it came to just like cum-filled boxers, I was doing my own laundry.
Woof! We found our title, ladies and gentlemen. You are listening to episode 16, cum-filled boxers.
I was talking to someone last night. I was talking to Simeon. I don't know if he listens, but just in case, shout out Simeon. You get recognized. People come up to you and talk about the podcast, and you're a star out there. And I realized, like, I mean, I don't, and whatever. I love it for you. I'm sad that I don't get recognized sometimes, but I do love it for you. But I was like, oh, we're a pretty gay podcast. Like, I don't think that the moms are sitting around through cum-filled boxers to hear anything like this.
Too much? You don't like the title? Is it too much?
No, do it. Let's do it. We got to lean in. We're a gay podcast, man.
See, now my question is, my mind immediately goes to, is there a hyphen? I think there is a hyphen between cum and filled, but I'm going to confirm it using ChatGPT, but I'm pretty sure that it's like... I would hyphen that. Grammatically, there should be a hyphen there.
Yeah, I would do that.
Yeah.
I mean, there's really not a way to misconstrue. I feel like right away, as I think about it, there's not like a weird way to read that without the hyphen, but I still think correct would be the hyphen.
Yeah, woof. I love this episode. Wait, so did you never had fantasies about guys then ever?
No, but I've had dreams about men that then like I've had dreams about threesomes where I was like starting to get with a man. Mm-hmm. And I this is true. Every time I've woken up, and it hasn't happened for a long time, but like in college and then after college it would happen. And I would like, it was always in a threesome, and I would end up like going down on him or like messing with his dick for a minute. And in that, I would wake up like that. It was like the opposite of the cum-filled boxers. It was like, I'd be like, whoa, what? Am I? And it was like, I just got to the point where I was like, that's what I need on the Kinsey. I need that question on the Kinsey scale. But it was like, I also sometimes dream that my teeth fall out. I don't want that to happen. So it doesn't mean that I want to suck a dick. It's like whatever's happening up there. But I would wake up from those and be like, okay, let's think through this. How do I feel? What's going on? Am I hard? No, I'm not. There are no cum-filled boxers after those dreams. So, I'm
speechless. I'm actually speechless. No, that's hot. Wow. Okay. So do you believe it's like on a spectrum, right? Like,
well, here's the thing. Yeah. I think that I think you like what you like. And I think that like, I can see a world where we're heading toward a place. Like I know enough teenagers. I don't know many teenagers, but I have like friends with kids, and I know enough teenagers that identify as queer, just because they fucking identify as queer. They're like, I don't know what I like what I like. So I feel pretty strongly that I'm a one.
Yeah.
If I had grown up in a way that like wasn't super binary, not only was it binary, it was there's a right answer and a wrong answer. Like who knows? I still know that I'm a one, but like,
but if I go like a prison 5,
sure, I'll be a prison 5. I'll be a prison.
Woof. Yeah. What was I gonna say? Oh shit, I'm so distracted. I can't remember what I was gonna say. I was gonna say that I believe like the act does not define you. So I think sexuality is about what you desire. And so like if I were to have sex with a woman tomorrow, I would not consider myself straight or straighter than my
or bi.
5.
You wouldn't call yourself bi. You wouldn't call yourself bi at that
just
point.
from having sex with her. No,
Yeah.
I wouldn't. And I think it's the same thing as like, straight guys that have sex with guys for money or for porn.
Yeah.
If they say they're straight, I believe them. I do think it's about what you desire. I think an act is an act, and
Yeah.
you can do an act for whatever reason. And if you're a straight guy and you get your dick sucked by a guy, and even if you come, which implies to some degree there was an enjoyment there, I don't think that makes you gay. I think what makes you gay is you identify as someone who wants to have sex with guys, and it turns you on. You know,
I think that I think that I kind of so far in life have kind of thought about it from the other side, but not from a place of judgment. Like I think it's okay if you're like, oh, you are bi. If you enjoyed it when a man sucked your dick, then you're bi, and that's okay. Like but you can spend the rest of your life with a woman. But also, I get what you're saying. Like you can. Also, who gives it? Identify the way you want to. Like, who cares? It's you, so do it. Like, whatever. Totally. Yeah, if you're... the next thing I say is going to be a spoiler alert about a documentary on Netflix, but we're 40 minutes in. But I kind of like the way that Charlie Sheen talked about it and dropped the bomb late in that. But it was like he was super high a lot, and in that time was like very sexually active. And even the way that he talks about it is like, I was with men during that time. I don't begrudge that. I'm not mad at anyone for that. I'm not sure that's a thing I'm going to keep up, but that's a thing that happened in that time. Like, and I think that it was
real the way he talked about
it. Yeah. And I agree that that's like and I really do agree with you that identify the way you want to identify. Like, who cares? Yeah. I think the reason I used to have kind of a harder like take on that is because coming from the other side of it, where I was in a place of like the South and like whatever in my life so far, straight culture, there's like the homophobia that exists that is like, no, I'm fucking straight, but I will let a dude suck my dick. It's like, well, just fucking chill out on what you're calling. Like, don't be so angry about being straight. Like, relax on the whole thing. But if you want to identify as straight, that's fine. But don't be so vehemently, angrily straight because you're scared of being gay.
Yeah, the anger at other. I mean, it really is like self-hate. I think like the anger, homophobia anger is so strange to me. Why anyone would spend so much energy vilifying someone else's pleasure just doesn't make sense to me.
Self-hate and fear.
Life is so short. Like if you want to try something, fucking try it, because we do not know if there's another, if we come back. We don't know that. So
that's kind of like, frankly,
if you want to suck a dick, suck a dick. The clock is ticking.
The cock is ticking.
The clock is ticking. Another title.
Yeah. Oh, we can't keep wasting titles in one episode.
The cock is ticking. It's a t-shirt. Put it on one of your t-shirts.
Okay, great. Well, then can I pitch t-shirts? Can I hawk t-shirts if I put on a t-shirt?
Hawk your wares. All right, you know what it's time for?
I do.
Who would you fight? Who would you fight? Pow, pow. Should I go first? You want to go first?
Go first, please.
I want to fight adults that don't understand group chat etiquette. I want to first preface this by saying, and if you're a loyal listener, you know I have some very firmly held beliefs about the online sphere, and so that does I'll admit bleed over into group chats. I do find them very helpful. I find them enjoyable. I am not against group chats. I was at first. I've come around. This was years ago. I came around. But for me, there's a lot of dings going off through the day, and emails, and work is all email focused, and personal life. And there's just a lot of notifications coming in, and I personally want less, and I always want less. And so I find group chats to be a bit obnoxious sometimes.
Sure.
But I think that there's some rules that we should all live by, and I'm here to set down the commandments of group chats that I think could make life better for everybody. When you get invited to a group chat, enter that group chat with your head held high. But I think it's beholden on you to just sit back and let the group chat happen for a while. Just experience the group chat, understand the dynamics of the group chat, and then start to slowly contribute in a way that matches the world that has been created before you. If it's a new group chat right from the beginning, then yes, you are a part of creating that
Setting
world.
the tone.
Yeah, but I still encourage you to watch your fellow group chatters. And if
you got a real Jane Goodall vibe with this right now.
If these other group chatters aren't sending a lot of emojis, like with every text, you don't need all the emojis. You don't need them. If it's not the vibe, it's not the vibe. If people aren't sending a lot of what's the little like movie clips, like GIFs.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a GIF focused chat, and if everybody's GIFing, GIF away. But if you're the only one sending a GIF, I'm going to suggest to you that that's not the chat for you. I also think if sometimes I've been in chats that I don't like what's going on in the chat. I don't like how much, first of all, I really, really hate when group chats with a lot of people are constant. I find that to be just absolutely one of the horrific things we could do to our friends and our family. And I'm in tons of them, trust me. But I still love the people in the chat. I value why the chat exists. There's information I actually want from that chat. So then what the next law of group chats is, I take it upon myself to say, I'm going to mute this chat. And I'm going to shut off. I've decided that this chat is too noisy for me. I don't exist at this level.
You announce it to the chat, or
no,
just for yourself you say, I'm going to mute the chat.
And I say to myself, this chat is not for you, but I either leave the chat, but often I don't want to leave the chat. I like to be a part of the chat. I just can't chat at the same degree of chattiness. Yeah. And so then I mute it, and then it's on me to check in, and then I miss some stuff, but that's the price you pay. Yeah. But you have to know where you fall, and you have to behave correctly. And the only add-on to that is I sometimes I guess there's only 2 group chats that I can say this about, but I find a buddy and I say like, I got to mute if there's real information, can you, if you're staying in, can you hit me? Like, that's next level.
Yeah. Like I gotta be honest, I'm muting. Yeah. So if something real happens,
I've missed some stuff. Yeah. I guess I will say to my brothers and sisters of chat that maybe there's a way to like create, if you want to have a chatty chat, then make a chatty chat, but don't do the important information in the chatty chat.
Sure.
Do that somewhere else. But then you run into the problem where you have like a million different chats with the same groups of friends, and they're all labeled different things. And I think that there's a value to that too, but oh boy, we have just fallen so far.
I don't want to blow up your spot. So I'll only say this about me. I'm not going to ask you about you, but I have group chats, and then I have side chats within those talking shit about what's happening in the group chat, and that's fun, but it's dangerous. It gets super dangerous. Yeah,
it's a dangerous little
game. It's like feels like Vegas at the craps tables, and there's like $1,000 on the table all the time. Every time I send, I'm like, I think it was right. I don't know.
Yeah.
Remember when you sent me? We were messaging, and then your next message to me was a little aggressive, and then immediately you were like, "Oh my god, I'm so sorry. That was not for you. That was for the group chat. That was supposed to go over here. That was this."
Yes. I've texted other group chats multiple times about the podcast. I have a real problem with having Messenger on my computer screen. So the same Messenger I use on my phone. For some reason on my computer screen, my eyes don't want to understand who I'm texting with, and I'll think I know who I'm messaging, and I'll work too fast and send off to the wrong people. I haven't done anything too dangerous, but I need to be careful. All right, who are you going to fight this week?
I'm going to fight Theo Von. And not even because I'm that angry at him. I mean, I do think that he's a part of what sent us down this shithole of a world we're in right now. But I just think he's everywhere. He's doing anything for a buck right now. And he'd probably be a pretty good fight. So it's not even out of like anger. I just think he'd probably be a fun fight. And we make somebody do it. Yeah, shirtless.
Whoa,
you'd like,
okay, yeah. Woof. All right. And on that note, am I reading us out? You reading us out?
Please do.
Thank you for listening. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to like and subscribe to No Homo with Jonathan and Tom on all podcast platforms and YouTube. Graphics and music by Matt Ladner. And a sincere thanks to Jen Dorenbosch and Naquan Williams. The opinions expressed on this podcast are solely those of the hosts and are intended for entertainment purposes only.
You still had cum-filled boxes in your mind. That's not your fault.
I did.
It's not your fault.
I did.
All right. I love you, man.
Mind as I tripped off. Love you.
Bye.
Homo.